Hi, I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. Welcome to Connections Over Coffee. Whether you're here with us live on Zoom, joining us on Facebook, or watching later on YouTube, I'm so glad you're here. This is your time to slow down, fill up, and connect with other heart-centered women who are making a difference in the world. I'm blessed to have one of those women with me today. Lorraine Cuff will share the healing power of doing absolutely nothing, an invitation to explore intentional rest and the practice of nothingness. As a retired Air Force education and training superintendent and a certified health coach, Lorraine helps women 45 plus, pardon me, understand their bodies, trust their instincts, and make informed health decisions. Through the Reset ecosystem, she bridges the gap between wellness and wisdom, empowering women to partner confidently with their medical providers. And you can learn more about Lorraine at lorrainecuff.com, and that link is also in the text of this video. Lorraine, thank you for being here and sharing your wisdom, and you are on.
Thank you, Jenny, and thank you to everyone that's sharing this space with me. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. As Jenny said, my name is Lorraine Cuff, also known as Coach Lorraine. Yes, I'm Air Force veteran, as an Air Force veteran of 30 years of service, primal health coach, an author of a book called Defining Your Greatness and a retreat guide. And most recently, I founded the Reset community, which, as Jenny pointed out, you can find out about on my website. Now, today, I'm inviting you to remember yourself, to slow down, to listen, and to refill your cup. Today, we'll explore 3 things: why doing nothing feels so hard, the myths that keep running us on empty, and 3 simple strategies to refill our cup. Those strategies are to move with intention, nourish with intention, and to restore your calm. So we're first going to begin with a moment of awareness. And I need you to recognize that our bodies are a host of communication systems. We're almost like a hotel building, and any hotel of what's your choice. You could be a big palatial hotel or even a small one. And there are different pathways to get to the different floors in the hotel. We can take the elevator, take the stairs, there may be a ramp. So there's different communication systems to carry information to different parts of our body. We have our endocrine system, our cardiovascular system, our digestive system. But one system that we don't give much thought to is our fascia. And our fascia is what gives our body shape and form. There's no separation. It's one continuous fabric, and it integrates all of our biology. And if you're not familiar with your fascia, I think most of you have prepared a chicken at some point, preparing a chicken to do a meal. And that gelatinous or thin layer of tissue that's on every part of the chicken, it exists within our body. And it doesn't exist just on the surface. It's actually the connective tissue that that's in between our joints, our cells, and everything that exists. And it carries information. It holds stress, it holds trauma, and everything that we experience throughout our lives. And I'm sure you've all heard that your body keeps score. Not only does our memory, our mind remember things, but even on a cellular level, that's how our cells remember how to reproduce itself. It remembers everything you put yourself through. And a lot of things we tend to push through, to disregard, and not give much thought to until it shows up in some kind of ailment. It becomes a dis-ease, then a disease of some sort. So what I'd like you to do right now is just to softly lower your gaze and just feel where your feet are resting, whether it's in the shoe, on the floor. Just feel the surface that is supporting it. Feel the seat that you're sitting on and how well supported you are in that position. If your back is against the chair or sofa or wherever you're sitting, feel the points at which your body is touching the surface. Now take one slow inhale and hold it at the top for a couple of seconds. Feel the air coming through your nose, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth and feel your shoulders drop. Notice every surface touching your skin, your clothing. If your hands are on your desk or on your table, is the surface rough? Is it smooth? The temperature of the air and the rhythm of your breath. No need to change anything. Just notice that this gentle noticing is how presence begins, and you've just arrived in your reset. Now if you can come back and focus on me. So why is doing nothing? Why does doing nothing feel so hard? So growing up for many years, I've learned that, well, most of us have learned that rest is laziness, especially when it comes to women, that productivity equals worth. And we're always looking for the next thing to do. And for my immediate audience, you've gone through years of if you've learned that you need to be able to do something else to kind of come back to yourself. But this isn't the case for everyone. So we truly need to stop and think that taking a pause, taking a rest, you're not really falling behind. You're really taking that moment to reset yourself so that you can really push forward. Because when you finally slow down, the body doesn't feel safe. If you don't slow down, your body won't feel safe. And I don't mean just safe within the space that you're sitting, but truly safe. If you haven't heard of what they refer to as havening, havening is being able to touch the surface of your skin, stroke your arms. And what that does, it increases the oxytocin and certain hormones, not of the communication system within your body, to let your body know that you're safe. And when we do these things, sometimes in preparation for a pause, it benefits you, right? If you're not feeling safe, you may feel jumpy, your body may feel tightened, and you get more restless when you do try to pause because you haven't given yourself that time to really benefit from those moments. The truth is, your body is designed to move between action and recovery. If you never enter recovery, you end up living in survival mode. And quite often, we don't even recognize that we're in survival mode. We end up being depleted, distracted, and disconnected. And through talks that we've had, many of us recognize what these distracted moments are, but we still don't take the necessary steps to move forward. When it comes to my story, as an Air Force veteran, being a leader, having to carry the burden of many folks within my unit. I waited too long to recognize that I needed true rest. Yes, I took the vacations here and there, especially in the military. They give you R&R, which is rest and recuperate time. We talk about resilience all the while. But was I truly replenishing myself? Because even in those moments, I was thinking about what I had to do next, or the fact that because I wasn't at work, what am I facing when I get back? Who's taking on my task? Am I coming back to a pile of papers on my desk? What's the next? Which commander, which officer is going to ask something of me next? Which airman has a need that I need to address? So I was constantly on the go and got to the point where I recognized that I needed to do something different. I developed pre-diabetes. I was battling with hypoglycemia, and I knew that my body was truly failing me. And if I didn't take the time to reset and replenish myself, I probably wouldn't make it as long as I possibly could. We never know when our years are going to end. But I want to make sure that whatever end my life is, that it's as healthy and as thriving as I possibly can. And this is what I want for the women's lives that I touch. And that's why I created the Reset community. But one of the things that you always, as women, in our households, in our business, in our life, we always believe that we need to show strength, especially from the examples of women around us, our parents, our grandparents. There's always on the go doing something, and we feel that we have to fit into their shoes. There's always something next to do. But is it truly? Is the thing that you believe that's next, is that what you should be doing? Because if you don't take time to slow down and tune into yourself and to see what comes up by connecting with the universe and everything around you, maybe you're not doing what was truly meant for you. You're doing whatever the stories have been told from others that you believe you should be doing, and not what you're meant to do. But this is what I realized through my journey and what I'd like to share more of with you. With recognizing it, I was able to balance my weight, deal with my fatigue, and my pre-diabetes. I was able to reverse. My body was sending signals for me to slow down, and I ignored them because I felt I had to push through. I felt that going to the doctor and getting a quick fix, whether medications or whatever the doctor would prescribe, that would be it. But the doctors are looking on the surface of what we need to heal, and not the stress and the trauma that we might be carrying within us. Those are the things that we don't come to terms with. And like I said, you don't have to be in the military to understand this. You can be a professional, caregiver, or an entrepreneur. We've all been conditioned to push forward and perform and hold everything together. And often that means silencing our own needs. Then there's the myth of running on empty. So let's release a few of these myths. Every day we wake up, we're getting things done, and we think that if we stop for a moment to just take a break, then what's going to happen with the next thing? And we think that rest is lazy. But rest is when your body truly needs to rebuild itself. It's how you get your strength back. You need to slow down. Because if you don't enter in that recovery mode, you're not truly healing and gaining your strength at all. We keep being told that self-care is selfish. Now, I'm not talking about getting the hair done or going to the beauty salon to get a massage. Taking it a little further than that. And like I said, not following what everyone else does, but finding out what your body truly needs. You serve best when your cup is full. So you can't pour from an empty cup. Not in your family, not in your work, and not in your community. Then there's a thought that stillness is unproductive. Stillness restores clarity. It is the quiet that you hear, is where you hear your wisdom, right? You always hear that phrase, silence is golden. We hear it, but do we really hear it? Then there's, of course, I don't have time. There's always something to do. And you can reframe that. If you take the time, time will actually expand when your energy aligns. A regulated nervous system thinks more clearly and chooses more wisely and wastes less energy. It's more than a vacation and a beauty spa. Now, once these myths fall away, we finally make space to refill our cup. Now, we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to explore a couple strategies, 3 strategies in particular. The first thing is nutrition. Or let me actually start with pandiculation. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of pandiculation. So you think about when you wake up in the morning and that first moment when you stretch your body. We refer to it as stretch, but it's actually an expansion of the body. We may, if you don't have a partner sleeping beside you, you can actually stretch out your arms and your legs and really expand the body. And I'd like to take a few moments right now and think of yourself as a cat or even a dog, but cats, I think, do it best. And just soften your body and recognize and say to yourself that I am safe and I can soften. So lower your gaze slightly. And neither of us are going to do this practice in the same way. Some of us may have ankhs in both shoulders or one shoulder. You may have an ankh in your neck or in your back. So as your gaze is softened, I want you to just feel where you have any tension whatsoever. And just either roll that shoulder or both shoulders or the neck into direction of that sensation. Take it very, very slowly. Roll your shoulder or your neck in one direction and then in the other. If you feel to, you can push your torso forward. Kind of elongate your back. Not stretching, but pushing and expanding your chest and allowing your diaphragm to open up and bring in the air. And as you bring your shoulders back forward, then just release. And we can spend a few more moments, like I said, just rolling the different aspects of our body. And if you feel an ankh anywhere, just sit with that feeling for a little while. If your body feels that it needs to kind of pivot and rocket that feeling out, no sharp moves, just gentle rocking back and forth, rolling into those little areas, just like how you see a cat just pushing out and healing their body before they move on to their day. Okay, let's come back to the room. of the space that you're in, and recognize how those movements kind of help reconnect and add to your body's clarity and allows for quiet confidence in how your body feels. It wakes your interior up and connects your fascia, and it talks to your body to allow you to recognize that you're safe. Little things that may have happened to you over the years, you may have bumped your toe, knocked your knee, had surgery, and your body may not have released that pain or tension that you felt during that time. And truly sitting with that feeling and rolling into and just kind of rocking into that sensation will allow your body to feel safe and may then allow you to now stretch out your knee where you never were able to, or raise your arm in a position that you couldn't do in a while because you actually spoke to the feeling that was coming up in your body. The next strategy is when it comes to nutrition. Energy isn't created from willpower. It comes from the nutrition, the food that we eat, from how we hydrate, how you feed your cells. It's a part of the communication, learning to connect everything. The small choices that you make throughout the day are extremely important. Quite often we reach for those small sugary snacks, the processed foods, and they don't necessarily benefit your body. It helps to, when you feel a desire to reach for something that's you probably shouldn't have left there in the first place, to sit with that feeling and figure out exactly what your body needs. Your body is always talking to you. Think of the morning when you wake up, and some people reach for a cold drink, some drinks for a warm drink, whether it be coffee or tea. Think about the minerals that your body needs, the electrolytes. Experiment with a few things. Maybe your body's craving some additional potassium or sodium. And even though we're told by tradition that too much salt is not good for your body, it doesn't mean that your body doesn't need it. And you truly need to check in with how your body's feeling and not just go on what a prescription or some kind of cookie cut method of dealing with uh, our bodies is trying to tell us. What does our body need? It may take a little bit of education to know how the body functions, knowing about the potassium and sodium pump, that our body truly needs these things. The bitterness of black coffee or dandelion tea in the morning might be beneficial to help purge the liver and your gallbladder. So give what you put into your body some true thought. Quite often when we think we're hungry, want a snack, we're really dehydrated. So you may want to drink some water first, some kind of refreshment, just to kind of replenish your body. Then we'll move on to the third strategy is the calm. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is a meeting place between the breath and awareness and the wisdom of your body. So we're going to do a brief practice of nothingness. And I'd like you all just to kind of sit there, close your eyes, and do absolutely nothing. Just listen to my voice. If any thought comes through your mind, just tell it thank you. Let the natural things that your body have to do happen, such as breathing. If your body is still digesting, let it digest. Lower your shoulders and do absolutely nothing. Now notice the slight pause at the top of your inhale, because we quite often breathe and don't realize that there's a slight pause at the inhale and then pause at the exhale. This is where clarity returns. This is where your leadership, your relationships, and your inner strength come back online. Stillness is medicine. Take the time and fill your cup. If you want to find out more, you can join me in the Reset community. Information is in the chat. And make sure you take time to schedule a moment of doing absolutely nothing. Back to you, Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Typically when our speaker stops, I will ask everyone here to unmute so we can applaud. I don't want to applaud today. I don't want to break that spell. So let's do this for the people who can. And Lorraine, you can move over the picture up there if you want to see more people. And just thank you so much for, again, sharing your wisdom in such a beautifully calm, centered, present way. And your presence is just lovely. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
And to all of you who joined us live or catching the replay, thank you for being part of this amazing community. If you'd like to get more involved or join us for a future Connections gathering on Zoom or in person, or explore On Purpose Woman magazine, just visit opwgc.com. That link is in the text of this video. There you'll find inspiration, connection, and opportunities to grow both personally and professionally, all while staying true to who you really are. So until next time, stay inspired, stay authentic, stay connected, and stay grounded in your purpose. Thanks for watching, y'all.